Hello, viewers. It's me, your pal SB, perpetual good job doer, here to do a good job some more in Into the Breach. Um, I, I tend to make fun of myself when I don't feel I'm doing well, in a way that I think maybe comes across a little harsher than I really feel. So I do want to be clear. I'm not like beating myself up over not doing a great job yesterday, and I wasn't really yesterday either. I'm playing it up a little bit for entertainment purposes. But I kind of got into a thing. Well, hold on. We'll talk about it. I'll get into the mission and we'll talk about it. So what do we want to do here? We want to generate power. Obviously, my only real goal this island is to fill up our power grid. And we can do that by taking stars and buying power at the end of the mission, or by just taking power or at the end of the island, or by just taking power directly. If I do get into a tough situation, though, I will want to have taken some direct power. It doesn't help us to have 7 stars, but have the bar run out before we hit the end of the island. So I'm going to put a little bit of a priority on getting some power into our grid right away. And actually, this leads toward the core for the island anyway. So take less than 3 grid damage, protect the coal plant. It's a little bit of water, not really a lot of stuff to play with here. But it's alright, we'll do it. And this is something I need to get into the habit of, is actually looking at the layout of the mission before making my decision. But I got into a thing... Let's see, we're pretty fast. I guess it probably doesn't matter a huge amount where we set you up. Yeah, I got into a thing yesterday that in the board gaming community we call analysis paralysis. It's really easy in a game like this, where you have a large number of potential moves, and those moves all have some significant level of consequence to them. Oh, I'm really glad he came up there. That makes our chain a lot better. It's really easy to try to see, 4 moves down a sequence or whatever, and then go, okay, well, that's what happens if we do that. What if I do something else? And then in the process of looking down the second chain of moves, kind of forget what you figured out about the first chain, which is what was happening to me. It is sometimes the case that you can look at a puzzle or look at a game state for a very long period of time without actually making any significant mental progress. It is not always the case that more calculation time is better calculation time. And yesterday, I just found myself in a position where I was having a hard time drawing it in my head for whatever reason. It's not a problem I usually have. But when that happens, I'm going to try to just calm down, basically. That's a big part of the problem there, was I was not on top of my stuff. So we got this Shell Scion. I hate this guy. He's giving everybody a point of armor. And that means that our really cool lightning chain here is going to be a little less effective than I would like. How do I want to do this? We could move the tank mech to here, pull this guy onto the spawner, not because he's on the spawner, but just so that this is also connected through the chain, and then lightning strike. It'll put this guy back underground. It'll do a little bit of damage to you. It doesn't deal with the spider. Well, we can deal with the spider. I'm not too worried about this. But it puts you back underground. It kills you. It leaves you with quite a bit of health, though. He's still going to have 2 HP. And unfortunately, the boulder mech is in a position where he can't affect this guy. So maybe that's not the right play. Maybe what we need to do is accept that we're not going to hit this guy with the lightning, and just use the tank mech to pull this guy to somewhere where he's less of a problem. And in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, we could do the lightning thing, force this guy underground, and then have the tank mech move to here and pull this guy forward, which will cause him to miss his shot and block that spawner. And then Boulder Mech, unfortunately, doesn't really get to do very much. Is there a way for me to link the chain up so that I can get lightning damage onto this thing as well? I would have to... Let me think here. If I throw the rock to here, and then I move the tank to here, and I hit the lightning button, it will lightning everything. We can still pull this guy forward after that guy goes underground. which will disable the attack, but it won't block the spawner. No, I think we kind of just let this happen. Like, I think the plan I have here is good. So we soften you up. You move to here. Pull this guy in. And then... Sadly, I don't think there's anywhere that this tank can move that's more relevant than this. I guess we just move him over here so that we're not all... we're still pretty clustered together if I do that. If I move him right here... Is there a reason for him to be where he is? I guess... Here's something. I could do 1 damage to that thing. I could just kill this thing, actually. Yeah, maybe that's what I do with the Boulder Mech's turn. I just use the Gemini thing. Let's just smoke that guy so he's not shooting weird spider babies at us all the time. And also that got us a level. And that level was plus grid defense. Well, listen, they can't all be winners. And now that he's gone, we can move through the space that he was in to block the other spawn. Okay, and from here we can let the sort of let the Vec in slowly. Okay, so it's easy enough to just drop this guy. Actually, what we probably want to do is... I was thinking 3 damage. We'll kill this guy with the Lightning Whip. But it's probably better for me to whip whip this guy. So it kills both of them through the building chain. And then we can use the boulder mech. We just throw a boulder here and push this guy into the water, because screw him. But if we're doing this we want to do the building chain first. Actually, what I want to do is stand right here, block this spawn. Yeah, and I think I just endure the fact that my mech is now part of the chain and is going to take damage. Because doing it this way means I get to block the spawner while still getting the chain off. Sorry, Harold. Listen, you're gonna be fine. Well, we haven't killed you yet, right? I'm feeling pretty good about it. Also, the music in this game is extremely good. I don't talk about it enough because I'm very focused on all of the other things that are happening, but man, it's real good. Okay, well that was stupid. Why would you do that? Let me think. This guy, we just pull him to a position where his attack is meaningless, and then he's also blocking a spawn. And you just do this and force that guy underground. And we block the other spawn with a rock, right? That seems awfully good. And then the only enemies we have left to deal with are the very wounded snake guy that's underground right now, and this guy. And both of them are on 3 or fewer health, which means that they're very, very easy to kill. Hey, you. And stay under. Okay, that almost could not have gone smoother. Let's hope they all turn out to be that easy. I could really use the full grid. Alright, and I'm down talking grid defense, but the grid defense might end up actually saving our lives. You can never really tell. Defend a disposal unit, destroy all mountains, protect the robotics lab. What is destroy all mountains? Oh, Jesus. Oh, but the disposal unit will help. I was going to say that's a huge amount of attacks, but yeah, I'm sure the disposal unit helps. Have I done this one? I don't know. Let's try it. Seems interesting. Just gonna move him all the way over here. Okay. Just want to have a little bit of... I want to have room in this back area to move back and forth. This is a lot of enemies. Please stay together. Please just stay grouped up. Okay, that guy acided himself. This is exactly what I was looking for, right? Was enemies just coating themselves with acid for our pleasure. Okay, what exactly does the disposal unit do? Dissolve all target tiles with acid. Okay, so it kills everything in a cross shape and leaves a bunch of acid in the space. Okay, so this actually... What's the... Shooting straight lines? Oh no, you can shoot it anywhere. Oh, this'll be easy. Okay. So, I mean, we've got a pretty good lightning available. I should move my rock mech, probably. Like, figure out what I'm going to do with the rock mech first. Can I push by... Yeah, okay. This would push this guy to a space where his shot doesn't do anything. And this guy's shot is disabled by just moving out of it, so... And the lightning move breaks the webbing, which lets the tank move around and do stuff. Yeah, okay. This has got to be right. Also, it's awesome. So there's that. Nope, that kills the launcher. SB, think ahead. Must not kill launcher. Gosh, I wish I had a thing that, like, allowed for shielding. Huh. That actually... It complicates things. So we could use the launcher, we could use the disposer to kill one of the worms, but not both of them due to the way they're stacked. These buildings are actually very inconvenient then. We can sink one of them. Not being able to kill this thing is a real boner. I was so pleased with that chain attack. Killing this thing and letting the tank move around is so good. That's right, I bought plus range for his thing. Okay, that's cool. So, like, if we do this, get you out of here. We have no new enemies spawning next turn because it started us with such a huge number on the table. So if we jump out... What does that actually accomplish? We jump out. Neither one of these is a danger at all, except for the fact that this one's going to deal damage to the tank. We could use a rock to drop one of these guys. Use the disposal machine to kill the other one. This guy's going to be very difficult to deal with. The only way we currently have to stop him is the rock, right? Nothing else does anything. But if I can't use the rock... Oh, here it is. Duh, we moved the lightning mech. And then we just had the hook mech does his smoke thing this way. And not killing any enemies... which is, I think, where we're headed, doesn't really make things much worse because of the fact that nothing's spawning. So the situation next turn will be pretty much the same. And we get to kill stuff with the acid launcher at the very least. So we can do, like, this. So where do you move? What's a place you could move to that would be cool? Oh, you know, we can move here, repulse this guy, and drop the acid disposal attack here and kill all three of those. Yeah, so you move to here. Repulse. You do that. Awesome. This isn't actually going to attack. It's just going to hatch. Do this. And then the question is, this kill or this kill? I think this kill. I think I'm more worried about scorpions than I am about these artillery bugs, generally. Okay. And now the rest of the disposer shots probably have to be mountain focused. I'm going to try to be in a position where I'm ready to respond to things a little bit better. No, get away from the buildings. Oh. I can't use my lightning chain at all. These alpha burrowers are tough for us. We have very little actual damage. So this thing hitting the launcher doesn't kill it. We can just let that go. We could use the Gemini launcher to push this guy down onto a spawner, or I could just run over here and punch him while blocking this spawn. We use a rock to bust one of these guys, and I can't use the disposer to kill the other one, right? Like, I have to... The disposer has to actually hit mountains now. If there was an enemy in a position to die while I killed this mountain, that would be cool, but I don't. Yeah, we don't really have that option. So how do we deal with this other one? Man, I really wish we had a shield. If we could just lay a shield on this thing, it would be so easy. Oh, the tank. The tank can smoke one of them. Actually, it cannot. There's no place for me to stand that allows me to smoke one of them. We don't have both of the range upgrades. Yeah. Huh. The tank doesn't really get to do much. It pretty much just gets to block a spawn. Huh. So we throw a rock to stop one of them. Yeah, just like rock this dude in the dome. This guy we might have to shoot with the disposer? We could fire it like this. I have to move my tank, obviously. I'm worried that we're not going to get all the objectives here. I don't think we can get all the mountains. And I would rather lose 1 star than lose 2 power. Is that right? Well, actually, getting a perfect objective, or a perfect run, is worth 2 extra power at the end. So losing 2 power to maintain 1 star plus 2 power at the end is not the correct play, as long as I only have to do it the 1 time. Out of curiosity, if I repulse right here... No, it has no effect on this guy at all. Oh, I do have the... I can repulse a building to make it... to shield it. But the smoke is in very bad places for us. I could stand here and repulse this guy instead of punching him. I don't know that I want to cover myself with acid. The Gemini missiles do 3 damage. So I don't want to use a rock on one of these guys. I want to use the Gemini missiles. Like, stand here, Gemini missile right there, just actually kill him. That's probably right. Yeah, I just have no way of interfering with either of them with the tank. The tank really can't do anything except run over here, right? I guess we don't have to let this thing do 1 damage. If the tank has no other plays, he can just mess with this. I don't pull it down or something. He really can't, actually. I have very few options here. I'm pretty sure this is right. I think we just let this happen, as much as that sucks. And we try to stay on target for actually clearing out all of the mountains. So we could use the tank to secure the kill on this thing, I guess. Right, like, do this. Pull it to here so that it's in the acid. Then move the tank out to there. And then I can stand here and acid this thing to kill this thing with my attack here. Yeah, I think maintaining the probability of getting all of the objectives is worth allowing a building to take 2 damage once during the island. And we're pretty low on actual threats here. This guy's a huge dick, though. It's really bad. It's like, it's pretty easy to put this guy under. But the only person who can do it is Rockmech. Because again, we can't interact with him in any meaningful way. We can probably... Okay, here's what we do. We can use the tank to move the lightning mech 1 space over, right? Move the tank to here, pull the lightning mech to this space, which will give him enough move to run up and whip one of these buildings, which will allow him to kill that thing and prevent it from doing damage. And then the hook mech can move back onto a spawner. And then you just have to drop a rock on this guy to prevent his attack. Yeah. And the acid launcher kills this group of mountains. So 1 mountain left. There we go. Not totally ideal, but it got the job done. So we're going to have 3 actual enemies on this final turn. And if we're lucky, they will stand in places where we can kill some of them. Oh, I keep forgetting about this dude. This dude who is making himself a thing that we actually have to target every single turn. And the enemies are doing a good job of putting themselves in positions where I do not get to kill the mountain while also killing them. Well, we could probably change some of that. So the lightning mech can finally kill this guy. He's in a place where if I move my boulder mech, we won't have to worry about him. Don't have to worry about him anymore. How do I do this? Oh, this is actually really easy because of the Gemini missiles. This was such a good pickup, the Gemini thing. I would just do that, problem solved. Finally. I don't have to do anything at all here. He's not going to kill me, but I'm going to smoke him just for spite. And this disposes of all mountains, and we're good. Okay. The trade-off we made there of this building is correct as long as I take no more building damage for the rest of the island, basically. Okay. We have a core. We actually can't install any more cores here. You are maxed out. We could core either of these guys. It's probably you. I don't know if it's plus move or plus range on smoke bombs, though. I don't think it's shield ally. Pretty sure. I'm going to take it as plus move. He does get all of his movement twice, which is pretty great. But, and we are still having situations where he can't quite get to where he's going. I'm going to try it as plus move. We'll keep an eye out for situations where this would have been better, having 3 range on the smoke bomb jump. We'll see. Defend the train. Ooh, I do like defend the train. This will be a nice, easy one. I like defending the train. The train's fun. And there's a lot of water on this map. I do not have a good sense for where these enemies are going to move to. So this thing's going to shoot its spider here, the way I've set up. Okay, good. Ah, that's a shame. I was kind of hoping they would all come up to this building cluster. I mean, I guess this guy's dead, so I can't complain too much about it, right? We just throw a rock there. So I step back to here, and I throw a rock here. You are just blocking? There's no other play? Like, we're going to move him before we attack. But I do this, right? It kills the thing, it drives this guy underground. I just don't know what to do with the tank. I think he just blocks a spawn. Like, that doesn't feel awesome. We can put down a little bit of smoke, but smoke sometimes hinders us more than it hinders them. And unfortunately, with just a single pull, I don't think there's any way for me to include the shell scion in the attack string, right? No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think if there's any place I could put a couple of smoke clouds that I think would be really useful. The problem is we don't know what the type of the next enemy spawning is, which makes it difficult to read where they'll want to be on their next turn. I think I'm not going to put down smoke just because I'm concerned that I'm going to make the situation more difficult for myself than I make it for them. We'll just move to here. The armor scion gets to live for the turn. You know, I came into this thinking that the lightning mech was going to be a liability, based on the fact that our damage-only mech from the last crew turned out to be kind of a liability. But honestly, I really like him. This is one of my favorite squads of the ones that I've played so far. Okay. Oh. Interesting. How much health do you have? A ton. Shoot. That's really bad, actually. So let's think here. The reason this is so bad is that I can't kill him to get him off the tracks. What I could do is go down here and shoot a rock there to push him over this way. We could use the lightning mech to hit this guy. This is going to be hard to deal with, though. Alright. Let's think for a moment here. Oh, I guess I have my repulsor. That doesn't really help that much. So we have to deal with you and you and you in 2 actions, because we don't get to move the hook mech this turn. The only thing the hook mech can really do is... Actually, hold on. If I shoot the Gemini missiles from over here, it actually does solve the problem. And then the hook mech can pull this guy off the tracks. There we go. And then this is easy enough. Unfortunately, it's not a kill because I haven't had time to kill the Shell Scion. So we're going to have a lot of enemies to deal with next turn. Okay, this doesn't matter. This is easily dealt with. There's no actual threat here? Right, this thing's gonna hatch, and the train's gonna leave. All I have to do is smoke that guy, and then whip this way. I guess I should move first. That's it, right? We're good. So I'll throw a rock on here just in case the web would be interfering in some way, but I don't think it would be. Yeah, and then we're good. Nobody... I guess I let myself take 2 damage, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, alright. That last turn was remarkably easy. Weirdly so. Okay, so we have access to Scrapheap here. So this is the question. Do we want to do a very easy mission for 1 power, or a more difficult mission potentially for 2 power? And this basically comes down to how confident I am that, first of all, we will not lose any power here, and secondly, that we won't. I guess, in both cases, I'm gaining an immediate power, so our current island power is the same either way. Block spawns 3 times. Are those portals? Disposal teleporters are active in this sector. We didn't see those. We haven't seen those before, I don't think. I don't think I've seen them even playing privately. That's... Huh. I like this one with the conveyor belt that leads into the acid. Let's go for this. Alright, so fast guy over here. This is actually really awkward. This huge break in the middle of our half of the field. Alright, take less than 3 grid damage. I will do that. I pretty much guarantee it. This is the first pod we've seen this island, huh? Okay, well, I appreciate the spider webbing this guy. Also, what are they thinking? This is beautiful. Okay, so this kills the armor scion. A rock will finish this guy off. We could just go and collect the time pod and then go over here. Like, I'll do this to break the chain so that my lightning doesn't hit everything. We solve this problem with a big rock, the way I solve all of my problems in both video games and real life. And then you just repair in place to activate your second move and go over here and block a spawn. Yeah, that was nice. Alright, so now we've got a turn to take care of the spider guy, which is nice because the spider guy is the worst. Rock Mech is at full health. It's good for us. I mean, right? I can't not do it. I'm sorry, Rockman, but I believe this is necessary. And then we throw a big rock at it. Okay. And we didn't actually get to kill this guy, but we do get to use him to block a spawn, which is just as good. This is like killing the enemy that would have come up through the spawner. Sort of. Kind of. What is this goo? Unfortunately, he is now not on an axis with any spawner. Well, how do we want to deal with this? Gemini missiles to finish him off? These Gemini missiles are one of the best items I've ever seen, honestly. I don't feel like they're even trying particularly hard. I'm gonna probably regret that now that I've said it. Alright, so we got 4 enemies to deal with on this final turn, and one of them's pretty injured. Okay, when the conveyors happen before the enemy attacks, so this guy actually is going to miss. Let me think here. Well, we could move the boulder mech to here and repair to push this guy. Or, like, we have a lot of ways of dealing with a lot of these enemies. This guy's the real problem, though. And, in fact, the boulder mech's the only one who can interact with him. Oof, we might take a hit, though, huh? Oh, no, that's right. I was going to say because the lightning mech still doesn't have anything other than damage, but we do have the repulsor, which shields buildings. So I could stand right here and just repulse there, and it'll shield the building. Pull this guy over with the tank. Yeah, we're good. Problem solved here. Ooh, I don't want to repulse right here, because it'll push this guy back, and then the conveyor belt will carry him forward into the attack. Now, here's how we solve that. Right, now I stand here and repulse, and nobody moves. The conveyor belt moves forward so that this square is here, and this square is here. Oh, but this isn't the right move. Hold on, I can't do this. I'll lose our pilot. Shoot. I think I have to reset the turn. Yeah, for a second there I was thinking that this was an acceptable push space, but it's not. It has to be here. Which means that the push isn't a problem, right? What is going on with my brain? Yeah, I can just stand right... Because I want to push the building to generate the shield. Yeah, SB, come on, man. Focus. It's possible that I shouldn't record Into the Breach at the very end of a long day. And then we just pull this guy anywhere. Right? Or I'm just going to smoke him, actually. Take that, nerd. And then I want to ride on the conveyor belt. Yeah, okay. So we get a power right now. Go into this final mission with 4 power. What do we got in our time pod? Okay, the extremely basic tank weapon. Well, at the very least, we can sell this for reputation, then use that reputation to buy grid defense or something. I definitely don't want to equip it over the repulsor. Alright, destroy the beetle leader, protect the corporate tower. It would be really cool if we could get a perfect island here. That would allow me to fix all of my problems. It would also make that other thing I did earlier not the worst play in the universe. So that would be cool. Oh, that's annoying. Hate you, Spider-Man. It's J. Jonah Jameson's famous comic book catchphrase. Hate you, Spider-Man. Ugh, this is a little awkward. So this guy's going to do 3 damage on his charge. Well, we can certainly just throw a rock in front of him. And doing so also pushes this guy off to the side. That's not bad. It's not a bad start. You know, if I had that 3rd point of range on the jump right now, we could move to here, leap all the way across, and I'm pretty sure smoking this space removes the webs. So that's something. But, like, I could throw a rock in front of this guy, which is not a great play. It just buys time. But it does prevent the damage from this. Then we move you to, like, here. Shoot lightning. This guy pulls this thing 1 space this way. Once again, I'm putting our boulder mech on... The boulder mech could repair in place. Is that better? Because it would push this guy and that guy. But we don't have a good way of dealing with the beetle leader then. And I did not give myself... I didn't take the shield self when you repulse power, which probably would have been a good idea, actually. We're going to have so many enemies next turn. I like the first plan, though. I guess maybe I do it from down here instead of pulling him to the side, because this way, after the pull, I'll be in range to move over on top of one of the spawn spots. We move the tank out so that the tank doesn't take unnecessary damage. We do this. Throw a rock in front of this guy. SB, you big idiot. I needed to not... Sequencing. All I needed to do was pull the dude before... Okay, we gotta reset the turn now. All I needed to do was pull the guy before throwing the rock. It was the right plan, even. I just sequenced it incorrectly for no reason. Alright, so we pull this guy first. Now we throw this rock. There you go. That's not great. Like I was saying, it's possible that I shouldn't do this at the end of a long day. That's okay, our grid defense is going to come through. Watch. Watch it happen. Watch it's going to happen. Watch it happen. See, what did I tell you? I can't believe that worked. Okay, this sucks. I hate this so much. So... what do we do here? See, this is really awkward, because this guy's too close to the artillery mech for the rock throw to work. And I can't attack with the lightning mech, because it kills the boulder mech now. Yeah, this sucks. So... I could do a repulse, which would allow me to move the rock mech, but it doesn't actually help that much. The problem is that there are 3 enemies attacking the corporate tower, and that's not even all of the enemies that are attacking. So if I do anything to move this, then I have to worry about this guy again. And in fact, I still have to worry about this guy because of the boulder mech. Him charging the egg into the boulder mech kills one of our pilots. Well, I'd be very curious to see what people's desired moves are here. So feel free to leave that stuff in the comments. So we could... This guy has to be dealt with, and this guy has to be dealt with. In a pure survival sense, the Alpha Scarab's less dangerous because he's only going to do 1 power damage. But he kills our perfect island, effectively costing us several power if we don't stop him. Once again, if I'd had the extra range on the jump, right here and then jump to there, solves a lot of our problems. Remember when it was sometimes the case that you could intervene in enemy attacks? You could stand in the way and tank them? Whatever happened to that? So this kills our mech, but it also does... I mean, it does a lot of good stuff. We just can't. We can't do it. We can repair in place, which pushes this thing into this guy, killing it, unwebbing the rest of our people. We can then... move this mech to here, do a repulse, and it breaks both of these attacks. Unfortunately, the order of operations on that is bad, and this guy won't kill that guy. They're attacking in the wrong order. And we could smoke this dude. But that still means this still happens. We can do the repair in place. You're going to do 3 damage with your attack. Okay. We do the repair in place, killing this. We have the lightning mech walk to here and do his push. No, we have the lightning mech walk to here. Then we use the tank to pull this guy out. Then we do the push. And then the tank has to move in front of this guy. You'll have 2 health, so you'll survive the tank being slammed into you. And the tank will take 2 damage from the initial hit plus 1 from the push and also survive. But in order for that to work, there has to be a navigable path between wherever we stand while pulling the bug and this space. And I don't think there will be, right? I don't think there's any version of this where that will be the case. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there isn't. Okay. We could use the repulse first. We use the repulse to break the egg off. Then we could have rock mech with 5 move. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. He needs to get to here. If he could come here and do... Well, I guess this spot works too. I'm just thinking we could use the Gemini missiles to push this guy to this side. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Never mind. I was going to say, and then he'll charge and kill that guy. But if I start the turn by repulsing, then the lightning mech is in the way and gets killed by the charge instead. This is a tough one. Okay. What other tools do we have available? We can't make any of the enemies block any other attacks because almost none of these attacks, like they're all happening at point blank range or they're artillery. We could repair in place for the push. There's no version of me throwing a rock that helps. If I could throw a rock right here, it would solve the whole problem, I believe, but unfortunately, we cannot. Because, yeah, if we threw the rock right here, it solves that guy and it breaks you out of the webs, and then without killing this thing, so this thing's still blocking the charge. I guess it would mean Harold dies. That's pretty bad. So if we do the repair... Like, I like the version of this where we repair in place and then we block with the mech, or with the tank. I think that probably has to happen. Because otherwise we don't have enough actions to deal with everybody. So what if we do this in a different way? Repair in place. You come up here and do a repulse. If we do it that way, if we use the repair to kill the egg, then we walk up here and do a repulse. We can have the tank come to here, smoke this guy, and then move into this space. And the tower definitely won't take any damage. However, everything else about this plan sucks. Because we will do no damage to anything. This building gets attacked, and the spawn occurs. We're completely screwed. So what I'm saying is that I feel like that's probably not the right play. If we repulse this guy to break... If we repulse to break the egg, you move to here, you use the Gemini missiles, it'll kill this guy by pushing him back into that guy. So 3 damage plus 1 on the push. Pushes this guy off the building. And the tank mech has enough move to come up here, smoke this guy, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shit. If we could smoke this guy while still moving back into this space afterward, that would be good. But we can't. And unfortunately, the lightning mech doing the repulse in place prevents all of the other hook mech plays from occurring because of the positioning here. Wait, no, I think I see it. Okay, we do the repair in place to break the webs. Lightning mech walks to here, repulses to shield the building, pushes this guy this way. He attacks first, he'll kill the Alpha Hornet on his charge, and then all the tank mech has to do is stop this guy by pulling him or something. It doesn't really matter how, but that's it. That's what it is. Yep, I got it. This repulsor turns out to be, like, extremely good for us. Yeah, and then we either smoke this guy or we pull him. I think it's a pull, because if I smoke, I can't get back onto the spawner. But this way, I can do this, and then end up back here. Yep, there it is. Whew, sometimes you gotta take your time. Oh, good, good, good. I'm not saying that this definitely leads to a good place. There's still a lot of enemies on the field, but we're getting somewhere at least. Okay. Interesting. Well, obviously we could just repair again. What I'd really like is, like, if I did a repulse here, it prevents this attack, it shields the building, it breaks the web by pushing the beetle into it, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gemini missiles to push this guy and this guy to here. In fact, it kills this guy. It pushes this guy to this space. He's in a lot of pain. He's not a danger anymore. And then once again, we can just use the tank mech to stop this attack and get back on the spawner. Yeah. Harold Schmidt has actually, like, the fact that he pushes when repairing is 100% success, or 100% responsible for the fact that we're still in this. All these little pushes we picked up are so good. Alright, so you move to here. Finally get rid of the spider. I have 5 move. So if I pull from here, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But wait. His charge does 3 damage and pushes 1 space. So he'll do 3 damage to this thing, push it to here, and then it'll die in the spawn. That's actually awesome. And I'm just going to go over here so that we're not all grouped up. Yeah. Alright. There you go. That's how you block a spawn. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. That's actually... that's bananas. That's so good. Okay. Feeling better. Oh, look at that. The building's shielded. We don't even have to worry about it. This is really good. So what? I could kill this guy. So now we could hit him with the rock, or he'll just die to fire damage at the beginning of the turn. It doesn't matter. This guy deals no damage because of the shield, but he'll deal even less damage because of the fact that I smoked him. Okay. Ooh. I thought I was in really dire shape there. We made it out. Okay, and because we didn't take any more power grid damage, the trade-off earlier was pretty good. Listen, there was luck involved in that. I'm not gonna pretend that wasn't the case. Oh hey, 10 perfect islands. Cool. Well, I'm definitely not taking this, so we take the pilot, because the pilot will be... We can at the very least sell the pilot back for 2 reputation to get 2 power. Pilot is strictly better than 2 power. Okay, spend rep. What do we have available to us? We have a sail on a phase cannon. Shoots a projectile that phases through objects. That's really neat. Rocket artillery or an acid projector. You know, honestly, I think I'm going to hold on to the repulsor. I've turned around on it. I think it's actually really good now. Excuse me. So we're not keeping you. I want all my maxed out people. We're not keeping the Taurus cannon either. So the question is, 3 reactors and 2 power, or 2 reactors and 5 power. We can't actually use another reactor on you. I would not hate another damage on the Gemini missiles. So we could go like Gemini missiles up plus range on the smoke bombs, and then fill the power meter completely and also get 2 grid defense. I don't even really care about the 2 grid defense. What I'm thinking is effectively paying 3 reputation for the last point of the power grid, and I'm actually very fine with it. Yeah. Yep. Alright, let's do that. Install you. 4 damage Gemini missiles. And install you. Longer range smoke bombs. Turns out it is real good. Oh, I have another reactor core. I didn't use the reactor core from the time pod. Yup. Which means I had the extra reactor core during that last mission. I could have had +1 range and also the extra move. SB. How you doing, man? How's it going? Here's a question. Do I want to move this point of power over to the shield self thing? Maybe I do. Well, we gotta install this other reactor. I really wish we could install this reactor in the lightning mech. I actually just want to have that many points. Shield ally? Maybe? We could put it here and cut its extra move so that we could get extra damage on the rock throw. I don't think that's right. No, I'll just install it here. We'll completely max out our hook mech. And then the question is whether I want shield self. I think the answer is yes, I do. I don't think that we've needed the 5 moves so much with him. It's with these other guys that we have to be really, really careful with their positioning. It's often the case that the lightning mech can do what he needs to do from a couple angles. No, extra move is super valuable. We're going to leave it like this. Alright, let's go. With the Vec driven off the islands, you have a chance to wipe them out at their source. You are humanity's last hope. I'm sorry in advance, humanity. Okay. Come on, you ought to know better than this. I don't know, maybe this is the first time that Michaela has been in one of these. We don't know how many timelines she's been present for. Oh. You don't want to come stand in the fireball? Actually, this is just, the space is turning to lava, so I guess it wouldn't matter, because everything can fly. Okay. Well. Are you massive? You are not. Will he charge over water? I'm thinking we move the boulder mech to here. We throw a boulder there to block a spawn. Shove this guy down to here. I don't know if he'll charge into the water and die, or if if it's just like a rocket charge and he'll go into the mountain. But I think in either case this is right. And then if we do that, he's also disabled. You... We move the hook mech over to somewhere over here, pull this guy or smoke him or something, and then stand on top of a spawner. This one. And then we have this guy come over and just repulse right here. Or repulse right here. You know, there's a lot of versions of that. And I don't think there's any version of this where we get to kill this guy, unfortunately. If there was some way for me to move you back into this space, a Gemini missile from here would be interesting. I know, it would just slam him into that. Yeah, I think I'm... Our tank's not going to be able to stand on a spawner, is he? No, he's not. At least not if I do things the way I'm talking about doing them now. But we can have the tank pull this guy to the side, and at least he'll get hit. The plan as it stands right now, it does not have a lot of damage in it, so I like that. Right, we do this. We take advantage of the fact that we have so much movement to do the repulse from here. We have the tank pull to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have 5 move? You do. Cool. Actually, sorry, we're pulling from here. So 4 move would have been enough. And then, yeah, you just go over here and repulse this guy because damage is insufficient. Okay. 2 spawns blocked. This guy will move before the spawn happens, unfortunately. But it looks like he does just charge into the water and die, so that's something. A little bit of Vec on Vec damage. Alright, not bad. Oh, I hate these things. Hate them very much. Okay, now the fireball will kill flying enemies. How do I want to do this? We can move you to here, throw a rock to push this guy to the side, or I could just actually hit him with a rock too, he only has 2 health. This thing explodes. Like, there won't be anything left, so pulling it onto the spawner doesn't actually do anything. But we might have to pull it to the side and then just get away from it. Much as I don't love that. Oh, even though he'll do 0 damage to this thing, I think he's going to break the shield if I use his lightning. Shoot. Well, we probably have to repulse again then. Somebody else has to save him. Yeah, the fact that this mech only has 3 health has been something of a liability. We probably just have to repulse and then eat 2 damage. What does the tank do? So we throw a rock to kill this guy. Actually, we could go here and do the Gemini missiles, and then we get some damage on you in addition to the rock thing. Or in addition to stopping this guy. It's quite a bit of damage, too. We do this. You're dead. You're very wounded. And over here. Then we repulse, I guess? It doesn't make a huge difference. The tank is the one who has to deal with this. And unfortunately, the only real way to do that is by moving here and pulling it. And then he has to run over here and block this spawner. He can't block this one anymore because he'll get blown up. That's not so bad, though. Lightning Mech takes 2 damage from this guy's attack. Doesn't get hit by this guy's attack. We block 1 spawn. We kill 1 enemy. We severely damage another one. It's pretty okay, not great, I guess, but... Okay, not great's gonna have to be good enough, I think. Ugh, we're getting 2 spawns. Man, oh man, do we not need 2 spawns. Oh, and now it's... Now it is the time of the mech, or the scion that makes you take damage at the end of the turn. Okay, well, it was super nice of him to step there, because now we can Gemini rocket his ass and kill this guy at the same time. Then... Then what? Right, so I'm thinking move to here, Gemini rockets. He can actually get out of that by smoking that guy's attack. You smoke this guy's attack. The lightning mech can just do a push. And that kills this thing. It won't matter that this guy gets pushed out of the smoke because he's already been smoked. The smoke cancels the attack immediately. But that doesn't stop... Oh no, it does stop. This guy's dead from the Gemini rockets. Yeah, that's a good plan. Gemini rockets, massively, massively lethal. Like, definitely the best thing we have going. And in fact, if we smoke this guy's attack... We don't get to block a spawn. But also I don't... If I smoked his attack to here... No, it doesn't make a difference. And then I think we just attack, actually, rather than doing a repulse. Because it sets these guys up to die next turn. Most crucially, it sets this guy up to die. And with killing one of the enemies an actual option, we're in much better shape for next turn. And I guess you just come down here and be ready to react next turn. So we're going to have one guy with 2 health, one guy with 2 health, 2 other guys, this guy and his blob. It's still a lot of enemies, and we're out of Gemini missiles, but we're at full grid defense. So we could allow a grid hit to occur probably without being in a huge amount of danger. Oh, please just focus on the mechs. Please just focus on the mechs. Oh, that's bad. Okay, well. What do I want to do here? Would you survive being chain whipped? You would. If I stepped over here and threw down the chain, it kills that guy and that guy. And it makes it so that a rock thrown to here... I mean, like, a rock thrown to here kills this guy no matter what. What's the attack order? Ah, the charger's last. That's a shame. If the charger wasn't last, we could do this, and then rock throw to here to push the charger into a position to kill the other guy. But unfortunately, this is not the world we live in. However, doing this does break the tank free of the web. Yeah, this is right. It breaks the tank free of the web so that he can just pull this guy into the water. And then we can... No, the tank has to deal with this guy? Yeah, because unfortunately the boulder mech can't. The only places where the boulder mech could throw a rock onto that guy, kill the boulder mech, or are smoked, so we can't do stuff from them. Yeah, we do this for a kill, and then here we just apply smoke. Yeah. Alright, we did it. That's the top, and we made it through phase 1 without any damage. This is a very powerful team. We have so many tools now. This is kind of what I was talking about when I said that... I don't know why I said kind of. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said that I thought 2 island victories were probably the hardest, because while the numbers scale up, you see more enemies when you go later, and there, more of them are alphas and stuff. The expansion of the breadth of your capabilities is so much more powerful than the enemies having a little bit more health or whatever. Okay, so we have 8 power to play with. Sorry, 7 power to play with. My mech just isn't suited to dismantle this hive. That's true. We probably are not going to be able to kill this huge mountain with rocks. I've been trying to kill mountains with rocks all day. It takes a lot of work. Okay, that guy put himself in a position to be pushed to death. I like that. Oh, man. If only we had a weapon that pushed in all 4 directions, right? Unfortunately, I mean, we could... Hold on. We kind of do. You have 5 move, so you would need to go 1 to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually cannot pull him to that position. That's a shame. I was thinking if we could set up a tank pull, like, it might be totally worth it. What we can do... what can we do? So we have a lot of options for pushing dudes into lava. It's worth noting that pushing this guy into this space doesn't kill him because the leaders are massive. He will not die in the lava. He would catch on fire. There's a lot to be said to recommend that, but it's not the end-all, be-all. Oh, this is awkward. Because of the way the extremely strange way this part of the arena is constructed, we actually don't have a spot where we can throw to here from this axis, so we can't just push this guy into the falling rock. We can pull him to this falling rock. That's not bad. Yeah, we have 4 attacks that I'd really like to prevent here, but actually this is the only one that's super important. We can't let all of this happen, but we have enough power to play with now that it's not the end of the world if we lose some. Well, we can... Nope, falling rocks. So the places that I would like for the lightning mech to stand to do a little repulsor to screw up enemy targeting are here, save the bomb and push this guy out, and here to shield this and push this guy out. The falling rocks are extremely cunning. They really thought ahead. There's not really a Gemini Rockets play this turn, I don't think. We could smoke some guys. Not amazing, but it's an option. If I'm willing to accept some damage, we can set some good lightning chain damage up on these guys. We won't get any kills probably, but we can make it so that we can kill them next turn. Yeah, this is really frustrating. There's 100 different versions of this that I'm 1 space off of being able to move into. Ugh. And the construction of the arena means I can't throw... Like, even here, if the boulder mech had 1 more space of movement, I could move to here, throw a boulder here, push this guy into the falling rock and kill him. Everything is in a different row and column than everything else. So we could use a rock throw to push this guy over to here. Yeah, there's no repulsor play that pushes 2 things that are important. And at least that doesn't end with me getting killed by a rock. We could take one of these repulsor plays anyway and just have the tank pull the lightning mech out of the falling rock. We did it from right here. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can block a spawner too. It means I have to accept a hit, but It prevents 2 of the attacks. It kills this guy by throwing him in the lava. Oh no, pushing the Renfield bomb doesn't really help us that much, because then the Firefly just shoots this building for a bunch of damage instead. So, back to the drawing board on this very slow turn is where we're going. We could have the tank stop here. Well, I need a piece of information. Can I whip the Renfield bomb? Nope, it is not a building. I think I knew that already from last time. So lightning damage traveling through the Renfield bomb is actually really bad. So I was going to say, we could just, like, have the tank move here, do a lightning whip that hits most of the enemies, and then, I don't know, have him smoke something or whatever, just get out of the way, and set up for a lot of kills next turn. But unfortunately, it's not really looking like a possibility. This guy has 6 health. If we go here, Gemini missile him, it pushes him out of the way, and it does 4 damage to him. And then he'll charge into the lava, so he'll be at 2 health, and he'll have fire damage on him, which means he'll die naturally in 2 turns. I don't think there's any way to actually get him onto this, right? Pretty sure. If I stand here, pull this guy to this side, and then move on to the spawner, and then go here and throw the rock, we block 2 spawners, this guy gets pushed into a falling rock, this guy gets pushed clear, and then the lightning mech can do something to protect 1 more of the buildings. I think that's our best option. If I pull the guy to here instead, he blocks the charge, but will still take a damage from the Firefly being pushed back into this thing. But he won't die, and then he'll shoot the Beetle Leader for 3 damage. I think that's the play. This doesn't end up with a lot of deaths, but it does end up with a lot of other cool stuff. It could end up with some deaths. But I don't think I want it to. I think I want this guy to survive the charge because I want him to deal the 3 damage. So, like, we throw a rock here. Then the tank gets to move, and he moves back onto the spawner. Unfortunately, then I don't have a play for this guy. So instead we do this. We repulse the building. Yeah. Repulse the building, and then you stand here, block another spawner, and just move that guy out of the way. Okay, so this way we only take 1 building damage, and also these 2 end up very messed up. Nothing actually dies. Only 1 thing spawns. And the Renfield bomb takes no damage. Okay, I'm fine with that. That is an acceptable play. Oh no, my rock! They're not really rocks. They're flammable, and they conduct electricity. I don't know what they are, but... Okay, that's not the worst thing we could have seen. Oh, you jerk. I was like, oh my god, look at the lightning chain. But now a lightning chain will kill Harold, so it's probably not the right play. Look how good it is, though. What do we do? The tentacles will take care of the 2 spawners. There are no new enemies this turn. I can... This is actually really... This is a real problem right here. I could throw a rock. Lands here. It kills this thing. Then he can move to here and do his repulsor. Get me off of that. Then the hook mech can move to here and pull this guy onto the tentacle space. We take 3 damage on a Renfield bomb that way. He's dead. No, it really doesn't accomplish a whole lot is the problem. Okay, what if we instead... God, I want to hit this lightning chain. What if we instead... We still throw the rock, still break this thing. Then... Maybe we don't throw the rock. So this thing does 3 damage. The tank can actually block that shot safely. Actually, wait a minute. Everything about the previous plan works then, right? Because the tank just moves to here at the end of its turn? Yeah. We do this. He comes down here and repulses. The tank... Oh, the tank won't be able to move to this spot then. Well, I don't hate this plan, though. The beetle's dead. They'll probably just stay put. The beetle's dead. The Renfield bomb has 3 damage on it, which isn't great. But we haven't taken any additional power grid damage. There's no new spawns. We have a shield on one of our guys, which could be useful. Yeah. Actually, I'm fine with this. Renfield bomb takes non-lethal damage. It is shieldable. Even if it doesn't count as a building, I think it should still be shieldable because it's got to at least count as a mech, right? Okay, that's not a problem. This isn't a problem. This guy's in kind of an awkward place. Because what I really want to do... Actually, he's not in that awkward of a place, right? Because that's a pretty good play. Then I pull you into some lava and flee. That guy's dead from the rocks falling. Okay, I like that turn a lot. We only get 2 spawns? Yeah, this should be pretty doable. The repulsor has turned out to be a total lifesaver. What a good place to have dropped a shield. So we win, right? I don't have to do anything. You should probably get off of there. But that's it, we're good. We're going to lose another one of our very valuable rocks, I guess. I mean, I guess repair yourself. Good work, everybody. Yeah, that was much smoother. A much smoother win than the last one. You know, the Renfield bomb has 4 health, but it only actually needs 1. There was a moment there where I thought I had really screwed things up. I'm honestly not sure what time traveler I want to take into the next timeline. We might even start with a new time traveler, because we've picked up some people who have some interesting stuff going on. I guess it's really going to depend on what squad we take, isn't it? Thanks to the valiant efforts of Michaela Smith, Archimedes, and Harold Schmidt, the Vec Hive has been destroyed. This is an okay score. I could definitely have done better. We lost kind of a lot of civilian buildings at one point for no real reason. So, it's probably Archimedes who comes with us. Yeah, plus reactor, plus move, and his ability is very, very good. Okay, well, that's it for Blitzkrieg. I had a lot of fun with those guys. I think that's a really strong team. The Boulder mech might be one of my favorite mechs ever. Although, to be fair, it's the Boulder mech with those Gemini missiles. That's my favorite mech ever. So anyway, we're on 15 coins. Obviously, we can afford to buy any squad. So let me know what you guys want to see. The electric smoke guys, the giant robot judo guys, the fire guys, or the let's do lots of damage guys, I guess. And also, let me know what you want for Time Traveler, so we can stick with our very good Archimedes. Or, now we can pick up Ralph Carlson with +2 bonus XP per kill, Camilla with the mechs unaffected by webbing or smoke. I think she's pretty strong. Ghana, who deploys anywhere on the map and does 1 damage to adjacent enemies when he does so. We definitely are not just going to roll a new Archimedes. That seems bad. Isaac Jones, who honestly I don't think is very good, because we could just take a moment to think about our turns and not have to reset so much. Henry Kwan, whose mech can move through enemies. That sounds useful-ish. Prospero's mech gains flying. Isn't that just better? Can't you fly through enemy spaces? I guess his thing requires 1 power, while Henry's doesn't. A new Harold Schmidt, whose push while repairing thing actually turned out to be pretty cool. Or Silica, who's certainly powerful. Yeah, let me know what you want to see, Time Traveler and Squad, in the comments of the video. And thank you so much for watching. I feel a lot better about this episode than I did about the last one. Come back next time. We're starting a new game, again on hard, and hopefully with a cool new squad. And we'll see you then.